Hello everyone, Catweazle here, welcome to the channel and welcome to our playthrough of A Touch of Evil and the Unspeakable Horror. And we're just about to start episode 11, which will be the showdown. As previously mentioned, we're just going to do the showdown. If we die, we die. Yeah, no escaping here, we're just going to go for it. Now there's a couple of things I want to go through just before we start. One, it's 8 o'clock at night here in not so sunny England because the sun's gone down. Darkness has covered the land. And consequently, depending on how long it takes me to film this, then edit it and then upload it, I might not get it out in time for the witching hour. For those of you in the US of A, I probably will, because you're about 5 or 6 hours behind us. So you'll probably get it in time for midnight, but I'll struggle. The reason for that is we've had a bit of bad news here, and consequently, like I've been doing other stuff all day. I also had to promise something else for Tristan Hall that I had to do, but in between all that, we've had a few problems here, which has really put me back. Really, nothing, you know, nothing to worry. Don't worry about me. I'm fine, and we'll crack on and we'll finish this game as I promised. But that's why. You know, it might, for people in England, you know, it might just go over into the 1st of November, so I do apologise about that. But the actual game itself is being played on Halloween, okay? Another thing I want to mention is I had to check some stuff out, just a bit of research just to make sure I was doing stuff correctly, and it'll bear me going through it now. First of all, I had to check about Sophie the midwife, who's a hero of the people and is currently with Inspector Cook. She will not join the hunting party, but she will affect the showdown. The reason being, because she's with Inspector Cook as a hero of the people, she is an ally. She is not in her capacity as a town elder, if you like. She is an ally. The good part about her being an ally is that she cannot be targeted by the unspeakable horror. So she's an ally, so she gets away with that. So that's brilliant. He's not going to knock her out. Unfortunately, if Inspector Cook gets knocked out, it does mean that she has to go back to the town hall. The other town elder I want to chat about is the harbour master over here, who's currently at the manor and he is on the hunt. He can and he will join the hunting party. The way that works is the marker where he is that gives those bonuses stays wherever it is. The actual card can join a showdown. As it stands, the showdown is going to be at the manor house because that's where the lair is. So not only will his card join one of our heroes, his token just happens to be there as well. But his token could be over in the old woods. Doesn't matter, he can still join the showdown. That means the benefits you get from being on the same space will actually transfer to everybody because his token is still there. So where is it? While in the same space as this town elder, any hero may add the elder's spirit, cunning and or honour to his own for any card, effect or test. So if we have to do that, then that will still count because his token is at the manor. But when he joins whoever it is he joins, when I've decided, during the showdown the hero gains +3 fight dice, as well as the town elder's special ability, which in the case of the harbour master is each fight dice of 1 that your opponent rolls against you does a hit to themselves, which is very useful. So if we roll a few 1s, that'd be fantastic because the unspeakable horror will be punching himself in the face. So I'll decide who, when it comes to the actual showdown itself, I will decide who he is going to go with. Lord Hambrook, fine. We can pick him up as normal and give him to one of our heroes, no problem. He essentially has 2 health, and so it takes 2 hits to kill him. And I believe we get, what is it? We gain, whoever gets him gets +1 fight dice. So that's pretty cool. And regarding the unspeakable horror himself, I had a bit of a check on him, and basically, during a showdown, it says at the end of any full showdown in which the villain is not defeated, it automatically heals D3 wounds and gains a +1 wound marker. That shouldn't affect us because we're only going to have one showdown. We're not going to run away and come back. So it's not like he heals every showdown fight round. He won't. If he escapes the showdown, he will heal D3 wounds and gain +1 wound marker, but the game will be over then because we'll have lost. As regards So Close Now, The End Times, Human Sacrifice and Last Hope, the only one that really applies is Last Hope, because any hero in a fight with the Unspeakable Horror may pay 2 investigation to gain +1 fight dice for a single attack. This may be used multiple times per fight round. So we've got to remember Last Hope. We can spend some of our investigations to get extra fight dice, so that's good. So I've popped him up there so he's nice and handy. He's got all of his evil elders. They're all ranged up there. The elders we can use are the Harbour Master and Lord Hambrook. As mentioned, Sophie is now pretty much an ally. But one good thing about Sophie that we will definitely have to remember is her ability, which is may cancel any mystery card. Oh, not the ability. Is the brilliant mind. So the +1 combat and the +2 cunning. Yeah, she will get that. And also, this is really important, the hero may draw an event at the start of each showdown fight round. So we're going to get an event card. The longer that we keep her alive, we're going to keep getting event cards at the start of each showdown fight round. That could be huge. Yeah. So that is a nifty to remember. Okay, I think that was just what I was going to chat about. We haven't started the showdown yet. We'll get round to that. One of the things we'll have to do is try and get everybody at the manor. And we'll try... I've got a bit of a problem because our last player is Inspector Cook and he's at the church. Normally what you'd do is you'd have your last player, if at all possible, start the showdown fight. Why? Because then it gives the others a chance to, you know, gain more stuff during their turns. Because when you have a showdown, you can't have an encounter. So that would mean that... the Scarlet Shadow and Anne-Marie normally would have a turn and they'd have a chance, you know, to get some funky stuff. And then we would have Inspector Cook do the showdown fight round. Unfortunately, because he's at the church, we'd be gambling there because he'd need to move and he'd need to get to the manor because you have to be at the place where the Unspeakable Horror is to start the fight round, start the showdown. So if you get stuck at the church or on one of these road spaces, we're stuck. So what I might do is we might just have the Scarlet Shadow's turn, and then on Anne-Marie's turn, she will start the showdown. That's unfortunate, but we'll have to see how, you know, how brave I'm feeling. We shall see. Anyway, after all that preamble, let's get on with the actual episode, and that means we move into the hero phase. And here we are with the Scarlet Shadow. He's up there in the manor. I've also took the end here of my dice tower. We'll be rolling a lot of dice later, and they have a tendency to back up when you're rolling about 12, 13 dice. So I've just took the end off there. So if you see like dice flying off in this direction, that's the reason why. Hopefully they won't go too far. Now, first of all, he has to roll for movements. So let's see what he gets. He gets a 4. Now, we've got a choice here. I think that's 1, 2, 3, 4. He can get to the blacksmith. It's okay for him to move away from the manor house, because when somebody does do a showdown, no matter where you are on the board, you can pay the investigation cost, which in this case is 3, and you just automatically move to that place. But And because he's not initiating the showdown, it doesn't matter on the board where he goes. So he could get to the blacksmith. 1, 2, 3, 4, but he's only got 5 investigation. That'd leave him 2 investigation. There's not a great deal he can buy. And as we know, he can use that 2 investigation to get himself an extra fight die. So he could go to the windmill, which is typical because it's covered by the unspeakable horror. Or he could go to the town hall and draw 2 events. I think that is the best play. Let's go to the town hall. And so he'll go 1, 2, 3, 4 here to the town hall. And he's allowed to draw 2 events, and we get to keep 1. So first one he's going to draw. If I could just reach event, play to immediately take any item out of any discard pile. Got it! Any discard pile. Okay, we could get a few things back. I'm just going to check the discard piles and I will be back. And I'm back. Now that is definitely a possibility, because remember we had to discard Oath of the Hunter, which is a monastery card, because of I think it was Anne-Marie already had one, but the Scarlet Shadow does not have one. I don't think he has another monastery card. No, he doesn't. The 2 guides, they're monastery items, not monastery cards. So he could get an extra wound, plus, and this applies to Anne-Marie as well, who's already got this card, you gain +1 fight dice against any vampire, ghost or demon. The unspeakable horror is a demon. Woo, 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 woo. So this is a definite possibility. So we'll just leave those together. We've got to find out what our other event will be. So we'll do another cut. And do we take this one? Party invitation. Event. Play immediately. Play this card on any hero. That hero may carry 1 additional card from either the manor or the windmill. Remains in play. Not a big deal. Yeah, we'll get rid of this one. That's the one we're going to discard. And what we're going to... Oh, mind you, it said any discard pile, didn't it, on this one? Oh, it's an item. So it has to be an item, so we can't have the Oath of the Hunter. So forget about that. So put that back. Nearly made an error. But we still have the pistol crossbow. So that is available. That is an item, gun. It doesn't count against carrying limit. Yeah, so that's cool. Yeah, we can just add that, no problem, to anybody. So there we go. So we can use that. I'm just going to have a look now. I've just realised, because it's any discard pile, I'm just going to have a look through the events and see if there's any items in the events. I don't think there is, but we'll see. No, there weren't any items in there, so we're going to take the pistol crossbow. I think this is still better than the one we got rid of. So we've played that. We've got the pistol crossbow. Doesn't affect carrying limit, and when we start the showdown we can exchange cards, so we can see who this will be best going to. So we'll pop that with the Scarlet Shadow. He keeps that. Now we've got to roll a die, because on a 1 or a 2 we'll get a mystery card. Don't go flying miles over the board. We get a 6. Woohoo! So, and it's in shot as well. Brilliant. Brilliant rolling. And so that's fine. That is the end of his turn. We're not going to do anything else. So next up is Anne-Marie. And here we are with Anne-Marie. She is at the manor. We're going to roll a die. And we roll a 5, which is pretty good. She could go anywhere. But if she's to start the showdown, then it has to occur at the manor. So she is going to stay at the manor. So what she's got to do is she's got to roll to see if she has a problem with good old lingering. So let's see. A 2. Whoo, we got away with that one. Yep, so we got a 2 there. So lingering didn't affect us. She is at the manor. Now, she's not going to have a manor encounter. I've just decided that we'd really be pushing it. You know, we'd have to roll a 3 at least for Inspector Cook to make sure he got there for him to start the showdown. What we're going to do is she is going to start the showdown. and that starts now. So she's got to pay 3 investigation. So she's going to hand over 5. She gets 2 back. She's got 3 left. And we have started the showdown. I love that music, don't you? So the other heroes have got to pay the lair card costs to join the showdown. This is regardless of their location. So they're all going to pay 3 as well. So 5 from the Scarlet Shadow, and he gets 2 change. That means he can hot foot it back from the town hall, and he will turn up at the manor. Similarly, Inspector Cook, he too is going to spend 5 and get 2 back. He has got 4 investigation left now. Pop those on there. And he and Sophie also end up at the manor. What do we do next? Well, we've got to form the hunting party. So each hero may be assigned 1 elder or a militia in the space. The hero of the people elder is not part of the hunting party. So remember, Sophie isn't part of the hunting party, but she does take part because she is an ally. As regards to Lord Handbrook, I think what we're going to do is... so we'll gain +1 fight down, +1 fight dice, and in a showdown Lord Handbrook must be wounded twice to be killed. So I think we will put him with... we'll put him with the Scarlet Shadow. So that is the Town Elder for the Scarlet Shadow. That +1 fight dice will help. Then we have the Harbour Master. Remember, if we do any tests for whatever reason on the manor, he will still get the benefits from adding these to our own scores. Each fight dice roll of a 1 that your opponent rolls against you does a hit to themselves, so we'll have to remember that. And he's a reluctant hero. We are in the red on the shadow track, so he can join the hunting party +3 fight dice. He is going to go with Anne-Marie, because Anne-Marie is a beast. She's rolling loads and loads of dice, and why not roll 3 more? So she has got the Harbour Master with her. And I'm just going to check, because the person who hasn't got a Town Elder with them is Inspector Cook, and he may be able to gain a militia. We'll see. I'll just check that. No, I think you only assign the militia if the militia happens to be in the space at the time, and it isn't, so you don't gain an extra one out of the supply. Right-o, so we've sorted that out. And what else have we got to do? We've got to reveal secrets. Well, everybody's had the secrets revealed, so that's fine. Evil Elders join the villain. They're up there with the Unspeakable Horror. And then it's escape or regroup. Now, we may escape, exchange items and allies, reassign elders and the militia, or send elders back to town. Healing and other in-between fight rounds activities may occur, but not any actions. So now is the time for us to swap over any of our gear. Now, just before we kick off, I think we're okay with what we have. Some things to remember is Inspector Cook has a cross, and that will be -1. So the Unspeakable Horror, if you add everything up, as a combat of 13 at the moment, but while the cross is with Inspector Cook, it's actually 12 because it's -1. And the dueling pistols and stuff, yeah, they can stay where they are at the moment. So yeah, I think we've got the cards where we want them to be, so there's no need for swapsies yet, but we may do it in a future round depending on how our heroes are holding up. And it's a showdown fight round. And the villain will assign 1 combat die to each elder, and the hero may assign 1 or more dice to each evil elder, apart from the Elder of the Dark Gods and the Good Doctor. Those have on their evil elder secrets, they cannot be targeted. So we can target the Grand Inquisitor and the Collector, and try and kill them. But unfortunately, the Elder of the Dark Gods and the Good Doctor, they will only die right at the end. In its final throes, the Unspeakable Horror will, you know, he'll put them in harm's way rather than die himself, so they will die at the very end. But we can assign as many, as heroes, we can assign as many dice for the Collector and the Grand Inquisitor as we wish when we fight, so we'll have a think about that. But and then once those particular evil elders die, obviously he loses the combat bonuses off them and any special abilities, so it's always worthwhile to kill the evil elders, plus revenge. And yes, it says here, any fatal wound on the villain is transferred to an evil elder instead. That is the only way that we're going to get rid of the Elder of the Dark Gods and the Good Doctor. Fatal wounds being transferred. Each hero, starting with the one who initiated the showdown, fights a round. So that is going to be Anne-Marie. She's going to kick it off for us very shortly. And the villain will fight back against each hero with its full abilities. The evil elder effects last for the entire round. So even if Anne-Marie was to kill those two evil elders, you know, assign some dice to them, kill them off, they would still apply for the fights against Inspector Cook and the Scarlet Shadow. The round afterwards, then, they wouldn't apply because they'd be dead. Resolution tokens may be used, but we haven't got any. And then we go back to the escape regroup step. Showdown ends when we're dead or the Unspeakable Horror is dead. So what I'll do is we'll sort of set it up so we can see the showdown. We're going to kick off with Anne-Marie, and the Unspeakable Horror has been uncovered. And now it's must to die. And here we are, ready to go. There is one card that I am going to change, and that is the pistol. We're going to pop the pistol with Inspector Cook. So the Crimson Shadow hands over the pistol, because he's already got the dueling pistol, and he's got the pistol crossbow as well. So let's buff up Inspector Cook. Gives him a massive combat of 3, but 3 is better than 2, is it not? Okay, so we did that during the phase just before the fight. Now we're kicking off. Anne-Marie steps up to the plate, and she is going to give it a good old go. Now, what is her combat? Well, she gets +2 for every buck, so she got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bucks. So that's +10 with a combat there of 2. That is 12 dice, but we have the Harbour Master, and the Harbour Master is +3 fight dice. She is rolling 15 fight dice. Woohoo! So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. They barely fit in there. So I'm going to roll all of these. Remember, we do have a few event cards up there, so we'll see how many successes we get. Successes are a 5 and a 6. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we got 5 successes, which, when you think about it, is about right. So if a third of the time you'd expect a success on a 5 or a 6, and we got 5 successes. But we do have an event card, and we've got a hit hard right at the beginning. So we're going to use one of our event cards, and this one is called Battle Fury. So play it to allow any hero, including yourself, to re-roll any number of their fight dice. So we're going to re-roll all these ones that missed. So we get rid of that. We're going to re-roll these guys and hope for a bit more luck and a few more hits. So come on. We've got 5 hits on him already. our roll. So 1, 2, 3, 4, another 5. That was a much better roll considering we were rolling a lot less dice. So what's that? 7, 8, 10. We got another 5 hits. So that is 10 hits off the Unspeakable Horror. Let's pop them onto his sheet and have a good laugh at him. So he has took 10 wounds, even though I've dropped one on the floor. So 10 wounds already on him. That means he has, how many has he got left? He's got 22 wounds left. So that is a huge hit on the Unspeakable Horror. We've done really well. I didn't attack any of the 2 evil elders I could have done, which were Sophie, not Sophie, the widow Jessica is now the collector, and is this the Reverend who turns into the Grand Inquisitor? I didn't put any on those as yet, but I think we'll try and get those with the Scarlet Shadow, because you know the +1 wound and the +1 combat stay till the end of the turn anyway. Scarlet Shadow's going at the end of the turn, he may as well be the one to attack them. So that was really good. So I'm very pleased with that. Unfortunately, what it now means is our friend, the Unspeakable Horror, gets a go. Because of the cross, he'll get 1 less fight dice. Because of the cross that Inspector Cook is holding. Let's just have a quicker look at it. Here it is. He's got Entourage and Magistrate's Mandate as well, but they don't really kick in. So any vampire, ghost or demon you are fighting has -1 fight dice. Oh, I think that is just when he's fighting Inspector Cook. I had a feeling it was for everybody, but it's not. So he will roll 13 against Anne-Marie. We've got to assign one of them to the Harbour Master. So we're going to take this one that we rolled before. And that is going to be his roll against the Harbour Master. So we'll pop that in there. And we need another 12 dice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So huge amount of dice we're going to be rolling here. Typical flying frog. So in we go. And yes. So that's looking bad. We've got 3 hits there for a kick-off. 4, 5, oof. And yes, bloody killed the Harbour Master. Bleeding typical. So the Harbour Master has been killed, unfortunately. But each fight dice roll of a 1, this still counts that your opponent rolls against you, does a hit to themselves. And he rolled 1. Bloody hell. So we've lost the Harbour Master. He's dead. So we'll pop him up there. And we get 1 extra hit on the Unspeakable Horror, who goes up to 11. Now, we've got another hit there. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 hits. Oh, that's bad. 6 hits is very bad, because we've only got 4 wounds. Remember, we've got the Oath of the Hunter. So what we've got to do is we're going to have to go to our event cards. I won't be a moment. And I'm back. So we're going to play one of our honourable gestures. So event honour. And we're going to use it for the lower one here. Play to prevent any number of wounds that another hero would have just taken. Gain 2 investigation for each wound prevented in this way. Woohoo! So we get rid of that, and that is 6 wounds. So we get 12 investigation. So we get 12 investigation, and that goes... And that will go to Inspector Cook, I think. Yes, we'll give that to Inspector Cook. You'll see why. because he's going to spend those. Right, so that was brilliant. We've still got another honourable gesture card as well that we can play, and we did need it as well because that was horrendous. So we've stopped all those wounds, and that is great stuff. Okay, so we move on from Anne-Marie to Inspector Cook. Now, Inspector Cook, he has combat dice of, he's got well, fight dice. So he can put 2 combat dice as fight dice and 1 from his pistol, which is 3. Then he's going to use that ability. He's going to use the Last Hope ability. And let's just check it again. And the Last Hope ability says, any hero in a fight with the Unspeakable Horror may pay 2 investigation to gain +1 fight dice for a single attack. This may be used multiple times per fight round, and we are going to use it multiple times. We're going to use those 12. And so that 12 that we just got, that is going to give us 6 extra fight dice. If my calculations are correct. So that's 6 plus 3, we're going to get 9 dice. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So great stuff. And it worked. We've still got the cross here, and we've got Sophie. Sophie gives us some extra as well, I believe. Yeah, we get +1 combat from Sophie, so that's another die. So that's 10 dice. And we get an event card as well, don't we? During a showdown, the hero, and also the hero may draw an event. So we're going to do that. And we get Strength of Courage. Play immediately. Play this card on any hero. That hero immediately gains a +1 honour marker. We're going to play that on the Scarlet Shadow because he has the dueling pistol. That will give him an extra fight dice. So bear with me while I grab one, if I can find it. +1 honour, there we go. So his honour goes up, and I've just got to redo my calculations. So he's now 8. Oh, that's good. That is very good. Right, so he gets an extra. He'll get an extra fight dice because he's got that +1 honour marker. Okay, we've got all of our dice, and let's see what Inspector Cook can do. Come on, Cookie, you can do it. Oh, am I going to allocate any dice? No, we're going to leave that to the Scarlet Shadow. Town Elders, that's going to be the Scarlet Shadow's responsibility. And he gets 4 hits. Not amazing. About 10 dice. Yeah, 4's about right, isn't it? 3 or 4. So we would have liked it to have been a bit better. We do have Battle Fury, but I'm saving that for Anne-Marie because Anne-Marie rolls miles more dice. And I'm just going to check the event cards again just to see if there's anything that will help us with re-rolls or anything. No, it's just Battle Fury. So that is an extra 4. So he's at 11. So if we get rid of that one and put another 5 on there, he is at 15. So 15. We're nearly halfway there, so that's brilliant. Unfortunately though, it's now time for him to have a go. So what we're going to do is, it's 12 dice because of the cross. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 dice, and we're hoping for a crap roll. Come on, roll crap. That is not crap. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oof. So 5 hits there. And just checking the... Oh no, we lost the Harbour Master. But did he keep... No, that would have just been for Anne-Marie, I think. So I don't think that would have kicked in. So what a bummer losing the Harbour Master. That was really unlucky. And right, obviously didn't have a town elder to assign a dice to because Sophie is actually an ally. Right, 5. Well, that'd kill him. But we have ways of stopping that. And I think what we're going to do is we are going to use, we're not going to use honourable gesture, we're going to use another of our dice, of our event cards, which is duck and roll. And play at any time to prevent up to 2 wounds. Oh no, it's not that one. It's not that one, it's another one. Ah, here we go. Here it is. Play to prevent up to 3 hits to any other hero or town elder in your space. That includes town elders in your hunting party. We could have used that for the Harbour Master, but we'll use it instead for... yeah, because... yeah, we'll use it instead for Inspector Cook, I believe. So we're going to stop 3 of those hits. So he is going to get hit twice, but he does have 3 health. So teamwork goes away. He gets 2 hits, but he is still alive. So great stuff. Okay, so that is it for Inspector Cook. Next up is the Scarlet Shadow. He gets a go. So what is he going to be rolling? Well, because it's fight dice, he's going to get 7 for his honour. He's got another honour somewhere else, I think. Where is it? Gets another honour from somewhere else, I think. His dueling pistol, that's it, so that's 8. Then he gets to add his combat, so that's 12, plus the pistol crossbow, which is 13. So he gets 13. All those add together to get your fight dice. Doesn't matter whether they come from honour, from combat or whatever, you mash them all together. So he does get 13 dice, which is absolutely fantastic. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 he is going to use against... no, 9. Yeah, that's it. 9 he's going to use against the Unspeakable Horror. But 4, in fact we'll take those 2, and but 4, 2 each are going to be against the Collector and the Grand Inquisitor. So we just need 2 successes with those and we'll get rid of them. Right, come on. We got 1 success, so we've killed 1 of those. Bloody hell, what a downer. How many did we get against? And we did pretty crap against the Unspeakable Horror as well. Oh no, 9 dice, we got 3 successes. That's about what you'd expect. So that's 3 hits on him, 18. So 18 hits on the Unspeakable Horror. But we have killed either the Collector or the Grand Inquisitor. It doesn't matter which one. Yeah, because they're both +1 combat and +1 wound. So we'll get rid of the Grand Inquisitor. And the Collector, she looks evil enough to have sort of like slid out of the way. So we'll have her as having done a runner. She's managed to avoid the Scarlet Shadow's pistols. Right, so I wish we'd rolled a bit better there, a bit above average. That would have really helped us out, but never mind. Okay, so we got rid of one of the evil elders anyway. We got rid of the evil reverend. Ah. And now it is the Unspeakable Horror's go against the Scarlet Shadow. 13 dice, is it not? But he has Lord Handbrook with him, and oh, I should have rolled an extra die for Lord Handbrook. I do apologise. Lord Hambrook does roll a fight dice. It's easy to forget. We'll do it now. And we roll a 1. Bloody Lord Hambrook, you're rubbish. So he will be, I'll have to remember that next time. So what was that? That was 8 plus 12, 13. It's 14 dice he's rolling. Right, I'll just make a note of that. 14 dice that he rolls for an attack. Right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And he's got to assign one to Lord Hambrook. And let us roll. He missed Lord Hambrook. And remember, Lord Hambrook takes 2 wounds. But he did get quite a few hits. So it's 1, 2... Oh, only 3. Oh, 4 hits. He got 4 hits against the Scarlet Shadow. We will use duck and roll this time, because that prevents 2 hits. We're going to do duck and roll, play this to stop 2 wounds to any hero. And so we'll discard that. 2 of those go away. 2 hits go onto the Scarlet Shadow. Still got 2 left because he has endurance. And remember, he has the guides as well. We can always throw them under the bus. As per you go first. Just check, I think that's right on the you go first chart. Play this hero, including yourself, takes 1 or more wounds in a fight. Prevent all of those wounds, and we can get rid of an ally. Alright, so that is the end of our first showdown fight round. It's gone very well. We've got 18 on the Unspeakable Horror. We took a few hits ourselves. There were ways to stop those hits, but I'm trying to protect our main character, who is Anne-Marie. So that's why I haven't done it. We've still got investigation that we can throw at the Unspeakable Horror to gain extra fight dice as well, and we'll go for broke this round. Let's see if we can get up to 32. Okay, before we do that though, are we going to swap any cards? Indeed we are. Because I want a guide available for Anne-Marie in order to stop... Oh, in fact, I can't give a guide to Anne-Marie, can I? Because I think she would be over... Oh, no, she wouldn't. We've got a town item, that's the windmill. Oh, the Scroll of Knowledge, isn't it? Yeah, she's got 3 items. So we couldn't give her another guide, unfortunately. However, we can give a guide to Inspector Cook. So we'll do that. And because Sophie the midwife, I'll just check if Sophie the midwife can actually be swapped. I'll just check that. I think she counts as an ally, but I'm not sure. I'll just check, it won't be a moment. I can't find anything, so what I'm going to say is she cannot. So we'll pop her there. But we'll still move the guide over there as well. The reason for that is he does have entourage anyway, so he can have as many allies as he wants pretty much. And we'd rather lose that guide than sacrifice Sophie the midwife. So that's what we'll do. We move who's going to go first, and it is going to be Inspector Cook going first for the next round of fighting. So what's he got here? He has 4 investigation. He's going to spend that 4 investigation to give himself an extra 2 fight dice. So that will be 1, 3, 4, 5 plus Sophie is 6. So he will have 6 fight dice, and we get Sophie's event. So let's get the event. Knocked away. event. Play this card when any hero, including yourself, takes one or more wounds in a fight. Prevent all of those wounds and instead choose one item that the hero must discard. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. We'll pop that up there. Just the sort of card we needed. This is Sophie is just amazing. So it's great to have her on the team. Okay, so I've just added up all of those and forgot what I added up. So that's 1, 2, 3, it was 6, wasn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4, yep, 6. So we're going to be rolling 6 dice. Come on, 6 dice. Let's get some wounds onto. Am I going to roll? Yes, I'm going to roll 2 of those dice against the collector. Come on. 4 against the Unspeakable Horror, 2 against the collector, and we got 1 hit, which was pants. So, a load of rubbish. I'm not going to use the re-roll. That's just the way it is. So that was very poor rolling from Inspector Cook. He couldn't hit a cow's ass with a banjo. He's rubbish. So yeah, that was a bit of that's a bit of a downer. Okay, right. So we get 12 dice. Remember, he's got the cross, so it's not the full 30. Oh no, it's only 11. Because we got rid of, we're in the new fight round now, so Reverend Harding as the Grand Inquisitor doesn't count. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 dice. And he doesn't have Town Elder with him. Sophie is the hero of the people, so no need to split anything out. There were 4 hits. But what we're going to play is this card. So it was a question of you go first, and the brave Inspector Cook shoved the guide out in front of him, who got chewed up by the Unspeakable Horror. So not very nice, I know, but you know, you've got to crack eggs, haven't you, to make an omelette. So the poor old guide took it in the face for Inspector Cook there. So nice one, well done. So he didn't take any more wounds, which is great. Right, next up it's the Scarlet Shadow. So what's the Scarlet Shadow going to do? He's got 14 combat dice. And yes, I think, so we'll do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 dice at the Unspeakable Horror, and we're going to throw 2 dice at the Collector. We want to get rid of her. And she got away with it again. And 1 dice went for walkies. And we got 3 hits, which is not very good again. So that'll put us up to 22. Get rid of that. So 22, we only need 10 more. But that wasn't a very good roll. I'm not going to re-roll it. We shall re-roll just using Anne-Marie. She's our main beast. And now we get to roll 12 dice for the Unspeakable Horror. Remember, we lost the Reverend last turn, so he loses a fight dice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So 12 dice. And we got a shed load of hits there. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hits. That is 5 hits. But fortunately, we have something we can play. And yeah, the poor old guides, they've been shoved forward by our brave heroes in order to take all those wounds. So where's the guide? He's here. He's gone. And he joins his friend. And he's dead. I'm glad we picked those 2 up. They have proved invaluable. So once again, we've... oh, I forgot to spend his 2 Oh, I should have spent his 2 for an extra die, but I forgot. We'll do it next turn. He survived, so he will get a go next turn. And finally, for this particular fight round, we have got Anne-Marie here. She is going to spend 2 of these to get an extra die, because she's lost 3 because we lost the Harbour Master, remember? So 1, 2. And we got to do here. Oh, I'm just thinking, when we lost that Evil Elder, did I have to move the shadow track? If we had to move the shadow track when we lost, not the Evil Elder, the Harbour Master, I'd have prevented that by playing I Think Not. So it would have stayed where it was. It just struck me then. Normally when a Town Elder dies, you move it 2. I would have used I Think Not, and then that means that Sophie doesn't have to like disappear, and he doesn't get the +1 combat here. Right, anyway, covered that off, and it's Anne-Marie. She gets an extra die, so she will have 10, 12, 13, won't she? She will be rolling 13 dice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And again, we're going to roll 2 black dice to try and kill the collector, who's hanging on for dear life. Come on. God, she's done it again. Got away with it again. Ugh. And we only got 3 hits. So what we're going to do is we're going to keep those 3 hits, and we're going to use Battle Fury. We're going to use our final Battle Fury card, and that allows us to re-roll any number of the fight dice just rolled. Obviously we're just going to re-roll the ones that failed, which are all these, and include the 2 against the bloody collector. Right, come on! Come on! Ooh, 1 disappeared over here. In a moment. Bounced onto Mr. Cook. Oh, that's a much better roll. And we've got 1 to come. Oh, a 4. Bummer. So that is another 1, 2, 3, 4. Yay! And yes, not this time. The collector, she goes. That's another combat that he has lost. She has died. And cool. These Evil Elders aren't Town Elders anymore, so there's no shadow trap movement with these when these go. So she has been killed. Pop her with the Reverend. Just a quick reminder, the other 2 won't be killed till the very end. Yeah. So in these last throws, they will they'll be sacrificed in order to try and keep the unspeakable horror alive. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 hits, which takes us up to, what were we on, 22, plus 7 is 29. We are nearly there. Ooh. So that is 29 on the unspeakable horror. And did I put those hits on for the Scarlet Shadow? Did I put the Scarlet Shadow hits on? Oh, you know what, I can't remember. Because 22 seems like what it was after Inspector Cook. Ah, damn, I can't remember. I'm going to have to check that in editing. We'll just play that I did. Right, it's the go of the unspeakable horror. He still has 12 dice, and yes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. He still gets 12 dice because of, what is it, the widow still counts till the end of the turn. So 12 dice. And he got another load of hits, but we have event cards for these. So getting those event cards has been golden because he's got 5 hits there. He's been rolling well above. Yeah, these black dice have been rolling hot. But fortunately, we've had guides to sacrifice and honourable gestures to sacrifice. And we're going to do honourable gesture again because we've got 2 of them. Play to prevent any number of wounds that another hero would have just taken. Gain 2 investigation for each wound prevented in this way. So that is 5, so it'll be 10 investigation. And we will pop those. So who played that card? We'll say the Scarlet Shadow did it. So Scarlet Shadow played that card to prevent Anne-Marie getting those wounds. Woo! So there we go. Okay, so that is it for that fight round. We move on to the next one. Now, are we going to change anything round? Well, we don't really need to now. I don't think. We've sacrificed those 2 poor guards. We've got 1 more event card that can help us. Knocked away. We also have Daybreak, but that's pretty useless. And what's this one? Play this card when any hero, including yourself, takes 1 or more wounds in a fight. Prevent all of those wounds and instead choose an item. Yeah, so we can keep this back. But again, I think we'll keep that for Anne-Marie. Although the Scarlet Shadow's rolling more dice now. So perhaps we'll keep it for the Scarlet Shadow instead. Right, so next fight round, it's Inspector Cook to go this time. Oh no, it isn't, because he went first last time. It is the Scarlet Shadow to go first. And he is going to attack, funnily enough. So, yeah, he's going to get 5, 6. He's going to get 6 extra fight dice. As per the ability on the Unspeakable Horror of Last Hope. So that's an extra 5 dice plus 4. He's going to roll 19 dice. And don't have to bother if we get well over the 32 that we need to kill the Unspeakable Horror, then it means the Good Doctor and the Elder of the Dark Gods will go as well. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I'll roll 10 dice first, then I'll roll 9. This should be it. And that's a huge amount. That's 4. That's 4 already. 1, 2, 3, 4 hits. That takes us to 33. So that's both of those guys dead. And it takes it back to 31. We need 1 more. Yeah, so both these have gone. And we've still got dice to roll. So he's on 33. He'd have died at 32. So we sacrifice one of the elders. He'd have died at 33. So we sacrifice the other one. He's still at 31. Still at 31 wounds. But we've got another 9 dice. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We just need 1 more hit. And we get 3 more hits. So we have killed him. We have killed him. Woo! The Unspeakable Horror dies. And his vile henchmen, they've died as well. We'll do the Unspeakable Horror's roll. So he'd be rolling, what, 11 dice, because we'd lost the Widow Jessica. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Doesn't matter how much, he only got 3, 4. That would have killed him, but we've got this. We've got knocked away, so he's going to knock that away. And that is it. We have won the Halloween edition of A Touch of Evil against the Unspeakable Horror, and we have killed it. Well, I hope we've killed it. I may have made a balls up somewhere and have a load of people on comments going, "Oh, I played it wrong." But I shall bask in my victory for at least a few hours until somebody points out anything that I've done wrong, and please do if I have. But yes, that was a really good game. I thought we were going to lose heavily earlier on, but as I said right at the beginning, you can always have a few good turns and pull it out of the bag. We got really lucky with event cards. We had quite a few that could just, you know, cancel any hits there. We managed to pick up those 2 guides. We were able to sacrifice them, and having Sophie the midwife, she couldn't be attacked because she was a hero of the people and was an ally, so that was huge. She stayed with us and she was able to give us event cards all the time. We've got a few other good event cards that we could use there, and they helped us and stopped us getting knocked out. So everybody survived, and we managed to beat the Unspeakable Horror. We were rolling a lot of dice at the end there, and the Scarlet Shadow getting that card which allowed him to use Honour, the dueling pistol. That was that was just adding up his fight dice like an outright. So with his Honour fight dice and his combat fight dice, he was rolling loads. Anne-Marie, we know about, she had loads of those books, so she was rolling at least 12 fight dice. Even though we lost the Harbour Master early, we were still able to bounce back from that. That was good. And Lord Hambrook, he was pretty hopeless, but he stayed alive at least, so that was good. So that is the end of A Touch of Evil and the Unspeakable Horror. I hope you have enjoyed this Halloween playthrough of it. I will be playing Lobotomy next, even though we've gone past Halloween. I'll play Lobotomy, that'll probably take me up to Christmas. And as you know, on this channel, we like a bit of Christmas Arkham horror on this channel. We'll be taking on Catweazle Ateus and in Arkham Horror 2nd edition for Christmas, because there's nothing more Christmassy than Arkham Horror, I find. Okay, so thank you for watching. Thank you for all the subscriptions, for all the likes and the dislikes, and thank you for all the help and support. It is very much appreciated. Anybody who's been across to Board Game Links to upvote the site, thank you. Similarly, anybody at Board Game Geek who've liked the video threads over there, or made a comment, or dropped Geek Gold, liked, all that sort of business, thank you very much. Followers on Twitter, on Instagram, on Facebook, again, thank you too. You are all marvellous. Any errors, yes, please point them out. I'm packing all this away now, so I won't be able to do anything about it, but any major errors, point them out, then somebody watching will be aware of them in the future. As far as I'm concerned, I've won. But yeah, great game. Really thoroughly enjoyed it. If you like a dice chucker, then definitely go for this game. As you can see, it gets a bit crazy. It is difficult solo because there's so much to remember, but if there's a few of you, you know, if you've got a good group, you'll have a whale of a time, and there's not as much bookkeeping. You know, once you spread it between 4 of you, it's not a big deal, or even 2 of you. You know, it'd be a lot easier, and you'll have a great time with it. It's a fun game. I do enjoy it. Alright, so I think that is all there is to be said. So it's time for me to say toodaloo.